Well, hello. Happy Wednesday morning. It's been a while since I put out any kind of video with my comment on anything. I've been sticking to the humor, but perusing the news this morning, it appears as though a Hamas leader was killed in Iran, and of course they're blaming Israel for it. He was assassinated. They didn't say how he died. His name was Ismail Hamaye, if I said that right. If I mispronounced it, I'm sorry. I have trouble with some of those Middle Eastern names. But anyway, he met his maker. So he was one of the ones, I believe, who just recently swore in the new Iranian president who replaced a guy who was killed in a plane crash. But this is to be expected. Israel wants to show them they mean business. Another thing I saw in the news, they said Kamala Harris, she's not even the official Democrat nominee yet. They haven't had their convention, but she's supposed to announce on Tuesday, the 6th of August, who her running mate is. I have said before that this election is going to be based largely on the running mates. Biden being old and Trump being old, their choice of vice president could be crucial because that person's going to have to be able to finish out a term and run themselves in 2028. So speculation is that she's thinking about she was thinking about a couple governors, one in Illinois, one in North Carolina, one in Pennsylvania, and then the senator and former astronaut Mark Kelly out in Arizona. But supposedly Roy Cooper, the governor of North Carolina, has said, no, I'm not interested in being a running mate. Trying to be a running mate of Kamala Harris could, I don't know. I'm not sure people want to hook themselves to that crazy train, but nevertheless, it'll be interesting to see how their convention goes, and it's up to the Democrats to use their process to figure out who their nominee is going to be. Down in South America, in Venezuela, they had elections, and Maduro won, but his troops apparently had confiscated the voting machines. Nothing suspicious about that. Fraudulent elections? Well, that doesn't just happen in one part of the world anymore, I guess. They are going to have to figure out what they're going to be doing down there. But Nicolas Maduro took over from Hugo Chavez when he died. But he's following the advice of Joseph Stalin. Doesn't really matter who votes, it's who gets to count the votes. That's what's important. And on the distilled spirits front and wine and alcohol beverages, there's a company, I can't even pronounce it. I think it's Diageo. They own Johnny Walker and several, they own about 200 different brands. I think they even own Guinness Stout. Their earnings are down, and they said that sales are down of distilled spirits. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with legalized marijuana or not. Maybe young people aren't getting into drinking as much as our generation did. But nevertheless, I don't know what to say about that. I mean, alcohol. I retired from a company that we did a lot of logistics for distribution of alcohol and things like that. And it's always been recession proof. Good time, bad time, people always drink. But anyway, the sales are down. So I think coming up with the election, it wouldn't surprise me if sales of alcohol go up. But anyway, we're about 100 days away, probably less than 100 days away from the 2024 election. And that seems like it's right around the corner, but politically, that's an eternity. There's a lot of stuff that can go on. And I also read in the news that there are more U.S. naval vessels headed to the Mediterranean. Apparently, they're expecting some kind of issue involving Israel and Iran. And now Turkey, President Erdogan of Turkey, is saber rattling about possibly retaliating against Israel. Now, as far as I know, Israel hasn't done anything to Turkey. I don't know what they would retaliate for, but this whole thing over there is a big hot mess. And just buy some more adult beverages and buy some popcorn because it's going to be an interesting ride.